board meeting, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Public comment will occur during the public comment portions of the meeting and is done via raising your hand remotely or in person. During public comment, please, once acknowledged, please state your name and ward so that it can be included in the minutes, and please limit your time to 3 minutes. Public comment is governed by policy BEDH. Are there any additions or deletions from the agenda?
Yes, I'd like to strike under 11A number 2, policy DID, inventory and management assets. It was added there by mistake. It is actually under section B, under reviewed by policy committee.
Okay, great. We will open up the floor for public comment. Is there any public comment in the room? No. Is there any online?
There is no public comment online.
All right, we will close public comment and return at the end of the meeting. Student report. Our student has the flu, so she sent us a report, so I'm going to read that for us. Council is continuing to work on the winter dance, Under the Sea dance, which is on March 7th. They've ordered the decorations, and they're working on reaching out to the police department. This week is Wellness Week at the high school. They had yoga. We'll have yoga on Tuesdays and Thursdays during academic block. Council has provided a food-approved hot chocolate stand. Wellness Week bingo is going on, where you can earn prizes when you get 12 or 3 bingos. Julie Stockwell joined us from LMS to discuss school and district-wide wellness initiatives. And our student is hoping to hear more about this so she can share more. As you know, the council's been drafting a letter to Kelly Ayotte about the phone ban, and they have come up with our first draft that looks great. Our writers are having some teachers and students read it over for any corrections to be made for the next draft. I hope you don't have any questions, because I have no answers for you. Okay, great. All right, correspondence.
There's no correspondence.
Okay, great. Consent agenda. We need a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion that we approve the public hearing minutes from January 14th and the school board meeting minutes from January 14th.
Okay.
I will second that.
Okay, motion by John, second by Richard. Are there any corrections or additions? No? Okay, great. All those in favor? Great, thank you. All right, and then the 20, is that all? That's all of them, just kidding. Let's see, ASAU leadership team update.
Sure. I'd like to extend my thanks to our facilities team for their excellent work responding to the most winter storm, and to our communications team for working throughout the weekend to keep our family and staff informed. Our winter sports are in full swing with schedules posted on the website. I encourage all of you to attend if you have the opportunity. I was able to attend several basketball games and a wrestling match recently. And please note there will be a double header for hockey on February 4th at Campion Arena, following along with a wrestling match with one of our athletes potentially winning his 100th match. Shout out to the girls ice hockey team who beat Hanover twice, the former state champions. I think our first win in over 10 years against them, so they're very excited. And finally, I want to remind the community the filing period for school board, clerk, and moderator positions closes on January 30th. So if you are interested, please go to City Hall and register.
Great, does anybody have any questions for the superintendent? No? Okay, great. Do we know, because the 30th is a Friday, is City Hall planning to stay open to receive filings? They did last year, but I don't know.
I will double check, and I can make sure we get an email out, post on
Okay.
Facebook for that.
Okay, perfect, thank you. All right, moving on to unfinished business. We have a second reading of some policies.
Does anyone have any questions about any of the policies listed in 9A 1 through 11? Then I move that we accept all the policies listed under the agenda on 9A 1 through 8 and rescind policies 9 through 11.
Okay,
I'll second.
all right, moved by Richard, second by Tia.
Sorry,
Wanna-
I did have a quick question.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
The green and red strike through, this was as the draft that we were presented with
In-
before in the first reading?
Yes, in which policies?
No, just in general, the formatting, I'm just double checking.
The green is actually changes that were made within policy meeting, and then I believe last week there was no changes for the first reading, except we moved IC back to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think
Okay,
anything has
just double
changed from
checking.
the first
Thank you.
reading.
Okay. Okay, any other questions? All right, all those in favor? Unanimous, great, thank you. All right, that takes us to new business. We have discussion and action approval of the LHS Athletic and Co-Curricular Handbook. Any questions on that? No? Okay.
I'll make a motion that we approve the 26-27 Athletic and Co-Curricular Handbook for LHS.
Seconded?
Okay, motion by John, second by Richard. All those in favor? Great, thank you. As always, we want to thank the administration at the high school for getting that situated and done for us. We appreciate that. All right, then we have discussion and action approval of the school year 26-27 draft calendar, which I think is in here, right?
Page 83 of your packet.
Okay.
And I just want to thank EC, Karen Dubois, and all the people that she worked with this. And as a friendly reminder, we have to work closely with our partners at the Hartford Career and Technical Center, who sets their calendar first. By state law, we can't have over 10 days that are misaligned, so students don't miss those instructions.
Does anybody have any questions on the calendar for Karen, who is here? I will note, just as an observation, this calendar again gives a 2-week break in December, winter break, and then these weeks for February break and for April break are later again in alignment with HICTC. So, but similar to this year, and people adapted this year well. So we were grateful to the community for adapting. Okay, we need a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the 26-27 draft calendar.
Seconded?
All right, motion by John, second by Richard. All those in favor? Okay, great. Thank you, Karen, for your hard work on this. Appreciate it. All right, we need to acknowledge a donation of $91.10 from Box Tops for Education for LMS. Grateful to whoever is coordinating that at LMS, which I don't actually know who is doing it right now, but we're grateful that they are. We also need to acknowledge a donation of $1,000 from the Jack and Dorothy Byrne Foundation for the LHS Diversity Club. Do we know any details about that?
This money will be used to bring a performance group to the school for the months of February to April. They bring different performers, and they were originally asking for $3,000, and I would like to thank the Jack and Dorothy Byrne Foundation for the $1,000 donation.
Great. As always, we are grateful to the Byrne Foundation for their continued support, which leads us to the next item of business, which is discussion and action on a donation of $15,000 from the Jack and Dorothy Byrne Foundation to the LHS Nordic Ski Team. And what information do we have on this?
Sure. Thank you. This is for our Nordic ski team, which serves both middle and high school students. This year they have 32 high school skiers and 20 middle school skiers. Coach George Hanna was seeking support to the Jack and Dorothy Byrne Foundation to purchase new team ski suits for the athletes for this season. So the current uniforms were end of life.
They are. I washed them. They're very, very end of life. So we are very, very appreciative. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the donation of $15,000 from the Jack and Dorothy Byrne Foundation for the Nordic Ski Team.
Seconded.
All right, motion by John, second by Richard. I just want to again thank the Jack and Dorothy Byrne Foundation for their generosity. They have been super supportive as always this year, and we are very grateful to them for their continued support of all aspects of the Lebanon School District. We're going to vote to accept the donation. All those in favor? Unanimous again. Thank you. All right, so that brings us to the first reading of policy EEAA. Do you want to say anything about this, Richard?
Yeah, this policy required,
You're going to have to get a little closer to
sorry,
your
this
mic.
policy required some revision in light of some guidance issued by the Department of Education following the parental rights bill. And so what was called into question was our ability to record visually and audibly our students without explicit permission. And so we've added some language in that's been recommended by the NHSBA. And I think Amy is addressing other things.
Sure. So we have gone through anybody that hasn't had a signed photo video release and are reaching out to them, especially if they participate in music, theater, athletics. We've posted, after guidance from our legal, sporting events too that are likely to be videotaped outside our control, so parents know there is that possibility. And right now, our priority is making sure we have signed agreements with our English language learner students so they can have their access testing, because the DOE's guidance said that we could potentially lose funding if we didn't have our students assessed, but we need parent permission to have funding, so we're looking for that. And then there are a few seniors that we are looking for permission for their parents, so we are able to record graduation, things like that. Our new permission slip for next year will be all encompassing for that, but like with everything else, there is pending legislation, I think, that potentially could help us in this area.
Okay. Has there been any potential, any response from the state about the legality of blurring faces for parents who don't give consent?
They have not responded that,
Okay.
and they've directed, the State Department directed us to speak to legislative directly, so I
Okay.
do believe Representative Lane attached it to an open enrollment bill that would clarify that that wasn't their
okay.
intent for that. So I'm not sure where that will go, but we'll be prepared with our new permission slip, and then again working with parents around these important events that are typically video recorded.
Okay. So that's the only one that's been changed. So I guess I'll just make the motion. Can I move that we move policy EEAA to second reading on February the 11th? Thank you.
I'll second that.
Okay,
Thank you.
motion by Richard, second by Joe. Any additional questions on that?
So the second sentence, these rights include but are not limited to the right, parentheses. I'm not sure that's correct, but I don't know.
So that's a reference to what is the policy? Give me 1 second to pull up the parental rights policy.
Just wasn't making sense to me when I read it.
I mean, it doesn't have to have a colon there.
And maybe that's what's throwing me off?
Yeah.
Because I'm looking for a list, maybe?
Yeah, I think that's what, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's how it's written too with the RSA is,
But we can look at it.
Yeah.
Because I don't,
I was looking in our policy, but it's actually in the RSA. Give me 1 second.
yeah, if it's in the RSA, then that might be the problem.
Is what it is. Don't need to hold it up. Just make sure we.
I just want to make sure it's the right letter, because sometimes
Right.
sometimes those things don't always line up.
if you look at the legal references on the back too, we do have that as RSA 198-B:4 hyphenated P.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it is P. I think we just need to take out the colon.
Okay, we can take out the colon.
Hold on, it's just Yeah. Richard's
Sorry,
looking confused.
I'm just double checking here. To consent in writing for the state.
And there's a whole long list.
It's a
And I think
video recording. I don't know why this is not coming up. Maybe I'm looking at an old version. I'll double check this before it comes up
Okay,
for second reading.
great,
Make sure that the letter is
perfect.
correct.
Thank you. All right, so we have a motion to move it to second reading and then make amendments in between, just make sure that it's tidied up as quickly as much as it can. The problem with this too is that the language is changing a lot, so trying to keep track of what's the most up-to-date version of this. All right, all those in favor? Okay, great, unanimous, excellent. I'll come back to second reading on the 11th. All right, and then we're moving on to reviewed by policy committee. So there's a whole bunch of these. Just for your information, these are the D policies, which are finance-related policies. We're required to review these. Many of these are required to be reviewed every year per our auditors, correct, Tim? And so we reviewed them in PC. There's not any big, huge changes that have to happen, but we just have to do it, right? Okay, so that's why there's a whole long list of them. Any questions about any of these that were reviewed? No? Okay.
Motion to mark all the policies listed under 11B reviewed by policy committee as reviewed.
Okay.
Second.
Motion by Richard, second by Joe. All those in favor? Great. All right. We will return to public comment. Is there any public comment in the room? No. Is there any public comment online?
There is no public comment online.
Okay. We will close public comment then. All right. Finance and facilities, you met on January 27th. Anything to say?
Kevin, do you want to summarize from your notes? Or I know we discussed conversation with the Hanover Street PTO with the playground, so we have a plan going forward. We've also discussed an MOU with the Upper Valley Biking Association. We've asked them to draft the MOU to be able to use our space, but they're going to take care of that space. We've had a conversation and an update about the SAU Exploratory Committee. Tim's going to do a brief report in the February meeting for you guys, just in addition with the pre-K stuff that has been going. Also, Tim, do you want to give just a brief update to the board? This is all from memory, the healthcare exploration.
Yeah, sure. Sure. So Xavier and I have been meeting with various vendors to look at healthcare options. We started getting results last week. And the long and short of it is school care has a sign-up date of February 1st that has always existed, and it's been a soft date, but it is not this year. They've asked us, today was the third time they asked us, are you going to sign on it by February 1st? If you don't sign by February 1st, we're going to re-rate you based on November. Our rates came out through October usage. If you don't sign by February 1st, they'll re-rate you, including November, December, January. So read into it the way you want. But couple that with the healthcare results, which is we've been looking at, we're going to continue to look at, it's not over. But as of now, we've looked at private insurance. We've looked at a self-funded model, which that's purely self-funded means that we take our premiums, we put them in the bank, and we pay for claims ourselves using like an administrator. There's a size that we're like kind of barely right on the size, so that would be really to make it work better to do a self-funded thing. We really need to have a longer conversation with like the city, for example. They think that we're big enough, but barely. We have about 360 covered employees. So it'd be better if we were double that size.
Would we need to get reinsurance for that?
Well, I'm getting there.
Oh, sorry.
The third piece is called a captured model, which is you're self-funded up to a certain amount for each covered individual, and then you purchase reinsurance, which is like a big umbrella policy. So for large coverages like a cancer or something, you hit the cap, and then you're sort of, again, your share, kind of like a risk pool, kind of. The results haven't been very good. The private insurance, United Healthcare, and Harvard Pilgrim declined to rate us. Two of their captured pools, again, the purely self-funded piece is something we can continue to talk about. As the captured, we're going to keep talking about, but the two captured companies that were kind of operating around here also declined to cover us. Blue Cross Blue Shield did offer us. Blue Cross is what Health Trust offers. It wouldn't be through Health Trust, it would be Blue Cross by itself. But the savings were minimal, about $250,000, which is a lot of money, but compared to $7 million. And there's follow-on it's not like we can just pull the trigger and switch. We have to have conversations with the unions, make sure the plans are built out right. So the long and short of it is, while we continue to explore options going forward, obviously the grading is always based on the last couple of years' data. So it'll change over the next year and hopefully get better. But we're going to sign up with school care again for the 16-17 year, and we're going to continue to beat the bushes and see what we can do different. But there's nothing in the short term, I think, that's going to that I see that makes sense for July 1, especially considering we have lots of conversations. So if we had something that might save us a significant amount of money, it would be worth it to sit down with the union and hammer out, see if they're okay with it. But for $250,000, that's I don't want to sound like it's not a lot of money, but you get what I'm saying. Our healthcare spend is $7 million, so we'll keep trying.
Also, February 1st is right around
Yeah,
the
that's-
corner, so I'm not sure the feasibility to
Right.
pull that. But we talked about in finance and facilities, we will continue to have conversations. There are companies that are willing for a cost to do some work for you. Obviously, the financial, right now is probably not the time to spend that money. After July 1st, we'd be in a better position for that. So any questions about the healthcare before that last item? So finally, we had a proposal coming forth about painting a mural at the high school. We talked about actually establishing a process, looking at a policy that we might already have, just to see, what steps should they go through if they want to do that. So we gave feedback to the teacher and student, and then we'll go forward with that piece too. One of the things here we were looking at is the murals here at the middle school. They're built on canvas, which is nice. They can be taken down and moved up. So, but I'll go connect with you just to see if there's a policy there that we can talk about to add. So that was it for finance and facilities. We have a potential last meeting, which would be February 11th at 5:30 before this meeting. It's as a placeholder if we need to have finance and facility. If we don't have anything, we won't need to have it.
Okay, great, thank you. Policy Committee met on January 14th. You all saw the results of that. The next meeting is scheduled for February 3rd from 6 to 8 p.m. Education Committee met on January 8th. We've already talked about this. The next meeting is March 5th, 12 p.m. Personnel and Negotiations, next meeting is to be determined. Student Wellness Advisory Committee, next meeting is on February 12th. HACTC, the next meeting is on March 18th at 12 p.m. at HACTC. The Area Committee, our next meeting is February 17th at 6 p.m. here at LMS. School and City District Task Force, School District and City Task Force is, next meeting is February 10th at 6 p.m. at City Hall. And the City Housing Task Force met on January 20th, which I think we've already talked about, right? Or do you have something to say?
No,
Okay, go ahead.
we actually had an informal discussion on the 20th because we didn't have a quorum.
Okay.
But we're gearing up for kind of the housing chapter of the strategic plan for the city. And so we have a special meeting tomorrow. I'm not going to be present at that meeting, but I did share kind of some feedback about what should be in the housing chapter from kind of the school perspective. And then we do have another meeting February 9th.
Okay, great, thank you. Okay, future agenda items. So these are not future agenda items, they're just announcements. So I have asked you all to do the board self-evaluation. I'm going to commend the following two people for having done their board self-evaluation. Carrie, excellent work, thank you very much. John, excellent work, thank you very much. The rest of you, this needs to be done by whatever day I told you, which I think was like the 3rd or the 4th. The reason it needs to be done is because that day we're going to talk about it, and the following week, between the 4th and the 11th, you're going to get Amy's self-evaluation information. Amy's evaluation information so you have a bunch of stuff happening. So, and that all needs to happen before we have the elections. So we are running out of time. So I will start to send much less pleased emails by the weekend if I'm not seeing some movement on these evaluations. If you have problems getting in, just let me know, and I will get you set up. They're very confusing, and you need to go to the school year 26-26, which makes no sense whatsoever, but that is the one you have to select. Did you have a question, Layla?
I was asking Carrie how long it took her to do hers.
Does not take very long.
Yes.
There's things that you just click: effective, ineffective, developing, very effective. And then the only tricky part is you have to make a comment of some kind to move to the next thing. It will say you're not done, but you can literally, like, we had a board member several years ago who just put a period in every single one, just like tapped a period and moved on. You can put something else if you would like, but that's as long or as short as you want it to be. And usually people just put a couple words or a sentence. And then you get to the end and it will tell you that you're done with everything. Great. So it really doesn't take that long when you sit down. I don't know how long it take you, Carrie?
Maybe a half hour.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, now that I knew that I had to put the comment in it.
Right,
will
she was
take me
trying to
a
figure
lot
out why it
faster.
didn't. I should have
got through
mentioned
the whole thing and
I
it
should have
said it
mentioned
didn't
that.
work,
That was my bad.
No, that's okay.
You have to put the comment.
Yeah,
okay.
go through and put the comment in. It'll take you 10 minutes.
Okay. Great. Okay, thank you. Future agenda items, board recommendations or questions? Any from anyone? No? Okay, great. Important dates and announcements. Our deliberative session is this Saturday at 9 a.m. Here at the gym. The snow date is the 2nd, which hopefully we won't have a snow date, but who knows? And the next school board meeting is February 11th at 2020.
2026, yes.
Yeah, February 11th, 2026. We're all moving things around.
Back to the future.
Right. Okay. Are there any other things anyone needs? All right. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay. Motion by
Second.
Richard, second by Joe. All those in favor? Good work. Great. Take your extra time to finish your evaluations. Okay. Oh, yes, and actually you had a question, this is not about the meeting, but how many of you are planning on being here on the 31st, Saturday? We hope so, yes. We hope so, yes. That is less likely. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So do you want to do it now or do you want to do it on Saturday? Okay. Okay.